Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. It's our turn. Today it's our turn. And your dial is set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. We're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And we have a call-in line. You may want to call in today. You may want to add your comments. I'll tell you what we're going to talk about in just a minute. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. I delayed until just as the broadcast started a few seconds ago, announcing who was going to be on the air with us on Facebook and our website. And the reason is I didn't want anything to go wrong with this connection. We're going to be exposing the corruption. We're going to be exposing what happens inside prisons. We're going to be talking about prisons for profit. We're going to be talking about the judges. We're going to be talking about jury tampering. We're going to be talking about jury corruption. We're going to be talking about the prison system, prisons for profit. I'm delighted to be on the air with my good friend. I saw him a couple weeks ago. We had dinner together. It was great to be with him. Welcome, Mike Parsons.
Good morning, Vincent.
Mike, it's been a long journey. You ran for public office. You were going to clean up. You're going to clean up your county. And they decided they didn't want that to happen, right? They took extreme measures to get you sidelined, didn't they? Want to talk about it?
I'd love to, Vincent. This is a situation that effectively has been needed to be exposed for a long time. And the reality is that until today, I've not had an opportunity to have my voice heard and let this side of this issue be known to the public, because that's the way the government likes it. They want to have this single narrative that they've created. The reality is that the FBI and other organizations have only solved the crimes that they themselves create. No different is the Tipton County Sheriff's Department. They create this scenario that they want to present, and they stage the event, and then the narrative goes out into the news media to the degree that, in my case, if you believe the official story, that they showed up without a warrant to serve a misdemeanor complaint of an animal cruelty charge from the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, no less, in Connecticut, on Mike Parsons and his wife, claiming that we had injured and neglected animals. And the facts were totally different, that we hadn't neglected anything. But be that as it may, they showed up without a warrant with a SWAT team, effectively, men in plain clothes, men in body armor hiding, and the chief deputy of the Tipton County Sheriff's Department, Donna Turner herself, in full clown makeup regalia, ready for her interview. The only reason that they would do this for a misdemeanor is if they intended to, number one, arrest me or kill me. And the reality is that they were prepared to do both. I was falsely accused of a crime that didn't exist, didn't happen, and as a matter of fact, the charge that I've been charged with, the elements don't constitute a charge. As you know, Vincent, that day I was traveling to an area to pick up materials to bring to you to finish your barn for your cows that were in need of shelter. And I had already left the farm that morning. I'd gotten up at 5 a.m. and I'd left, and before I leave my farm, and of course I was up till 11 o'clock last night getting my hay, and we had 25-acre hay field, and we were able to get 75 nice 4x5 round rolls, and that'll do us for a while. But as you were out cutting hay the other day, you have to follow the weather, and that's what we do. Well, when things permit and when things happen, you have to respond as a farmer. It doesn't matter that there was ice on the ground. I'd gotten up that morning, fed all the horses, moved about 50 bales of hay up from the storage so that my wife over the next 6 days would be able to feed the horses and goats and other animals that need hay without having to go down to where the storage is a half a mile away on the farm and move it up. So she's provided for. Now, as everyone probably remembers, I was falsely convicted in 2009 of aggravated assault for telling a fellow to stop shooting at me and my family, who, without provocation, attacked us and shot 29 times as he testified. But yet, because I said, stop shooting, put your gun down, you're under citizen's arrest, to which I had an audio recording of the event, I was still falsely charged. I was still falsely tried and convicted and sent to prison on a 7-year prison sentence where I served 2.5 years and then out on parole for 22 months. And had it not been that there was a election coming up within a couple of months, less than 2 months, they probably wouldn't have messed with me. But that day, they were so worried that Mike Parsons, hay farmer, former adjunct faculty, former whatever, might decide to run for office again and beat these folks in a landslide. Why? Because he's not corruptible. He's not one of us. He ain't from around here, as they say. And the reality is that he doesn't extort. He doesn't go along with the program. And so they had a plan, and they ran this thing with precision. After I had done all of my preparations, got in the car, and then left to go to secure the materials for the Finelli farm, as it was ice and snow everywhere, because you do things that you have to do, regardless of the conditions, you just do it. Got a call from the parole officer saying, you need to meet with me for just a moment. I said, well, I'm traveling. He said, no problem. This will be for 30 seconds. I just need to see you and give you an updated travel pass, and you can be on your way. I said, great. I'll turn around and meet you at the gate. 2 hours later, I arrived at the gate, and there was the parole officer, one Edward Danny Johnson, and a fellow in plain clothes. And Mr. Johnson was demanding that I open the gate so that he could do a home visit. He wanted to inspect the area. And I said, well, you've got that right as a part of the agreement that I made for getting out on parole, that you have the ability to search me, my property, and my vehicle. Of course, now, this farm isn't my property. Once I have consecrated it and set it aside for religious purposes, it ceased being my property effectively. And therefore, I had effectively lost full control over what occurred to it because it wasn't mine. And I explained that to him, and I showed him the sign and explained to him the law. And I said, but now, if you want to walk down the driveway yourself, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Well, he demanded that I open the gate. And the fellow that was with him, I said, well, who are you? He wouldn't tell me. I said, are you an officer? He wouldn't respond. I said, do you have any credentials? He wouldn't show me anything. I said, sir, are you here where you've taken an oath to uphold the Constitution for the United States of America or the state of Tennessee, to which you are here under official business? He smiled and never said a word. The next thing I knew, the truck with the blacked out windows, the doors flung open, and about 6 guys flung out, all wearing body armor, cameras, and the whole bit. And then when I looked down the road, there's a line of about a dozen cars, squad cars, undercover cars. There was animal control and the whole bit. And up walks the chief deputy saying, well, we've got a complaint from PETA. And I said, can I see it? Turns out this email complaint, there was no warrant, there was no justification, and they've got the entire Tipton County force on hand and a state animal vet, and they pushed their way through the gate, effectively arrested me, and after about 5 minutes, the state vet said, "Why am I here? The animals have heating and air conditioning in their houses. Everybody's fat and happy. All the horses are out munching on hay, and they've got coats on. Why am I here?" And that's when the undercover guy, I guess he was an undercover guy, I don't know who he was, he had no identification. He said, "Mr. Parsons, are you planning on running for office again, for county executive?" I said, "I don't have time. I'm too busy recovering my farm after being kidnapped for 2.5 years by the Nazis in Tipton County, and I've got no time for that." I said, "Plus, until I get this conviction overturned, I don't think legally I can." He said, "Oh, yeah, Marion Barry ran for mayor in D.C., even though he had a felony conviction, and he won. And it's the same here in Tennessee." I said, "Is that what this bogus raid is about? All you're worried about is me running for office as before and winning in a landslide? Is that it?" He said, "Never mind, Mr. Parsons. We'll just go to your house and see if your wife has her guns." I said, "But you know that before I was released on parole, my wife and my mother both said the entire family has guns. Is there an issue?" And they said, "No, as long as they're locked up when he's around." And of course, I never know where my wife's guns are because she has a safe. She keeps them in when I'm there. And of course, when I'm gone, my assumption is, I don't know for a fact, that she puts them in the house with her so that she can protect herself and not have to go out to the garage to get a gun out of a locked safe that takes about 5 minutes to open. And the reality is that I don't even have a key to the house. So therefore, I comply with the Tennessee law that says that there's an exception. If the guns are locked up in a safe or container to which the respondent does not have a key or combination, he is not in possession. Well, that never stopped Tipton County from inciting or charging a person by basically saying that, well, because you're in the vicinity of a gun, you're guilty. And that's what they're doing, folks. They are creating a law that doesn't exist by effectively charging people with possession even though you're not in possession. And that day, they went up and asked my wife to open the parole officer who facilitated all this. He opened the house via demands on Mrs. Parsons. Then in went the undercover guys, the guys with no names, no IDs, no uniforms, no nothing. And they threatened her and said, "Well, where are your guns?" And she said, "They're right here." They confiscated all of her property, and they had her sign a form acknowledging that they knew it was her property. And then they said, "Arrest him." And she said, "Why are you arresting Mike? He's out there in the front yard. He's nowhere. I mean, he's 100 yards away from my guns. What's the issue?" "Oh, he's in possession."
Mike, hold that bugs, worms, and raised crickets for food. Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Healthy diet and exercise should be a part of any weight loss effort. A small shipping and handling fee may apply.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how did I become so fat?
If you are a woman over 40 and you're having trouble losing extra weight, you may be eligible for our risk-free trial of Ambren Complete by calling 1-800-210-4432. After 40, your body changes, and so should your weight loss strategy. Ambren Complete is a unique combination of clinicals specifically for women over 40. Ambren Complete helps you balance hormones, relieve hot flashes, night sweats, sleeplessness, promote energy levels, and yes, help you lose weight, including that stubborn fat. No crazy diets or exercise routines required. Just take Ambren Complete for 90 days. It's that easy. So if you're a woman over 40 and you're tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, call the Ambren hotline today. But wait, call right now and we'll give you a 20-day supply of Ambren free. Call 1-800-210-4432. That's 1-800-210-4432. Again, 1-800-210-4432.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
Class, this is an extremely important broadcast, and I hope that you share this with friends and family, because this could happen to you. Mike Parsons is detailing what happened to him. And, you know, the thing that I just can't overemphasize is how these criminals, these unconvicted felons, these people who are employed by the government. A guy like Danny Johnson, he lied to you. He said it'll just take a minute. And he had a SWAT team. He had a caravan of government employees with him. They were planning to take you down, Mike. And he just needed to talk to you for a minute. He lied to you. This thug can't tell the truth. I talked with him on the phone. I called him. And he doesn't know this, but now he will. I'm sure he's going to listen to this broadcast. I was on the phone with him asking about your situation. And some guy came in and he was talking to this guy. He put the phone down and he forgot. He forgot for about 45 minutes that the phone was off the hook. And I heard every single word. And I'm not the only one who heard this. Another broadcaster heard it as well. We heard this guy trying to entrap this guy that he was talking with. I don't trust Danny Johnson at all. And he was your parole officer. Please continue.
This is a completely staged event. Now, I didn't personally see the snipers there on site, but I know this. When they were walking me down from the gate to the home, they made sure that they were behind me, and I kept looking behind them, and I noticed that they kept looking off to the left in a certain direction, and they were making sure that they were, normally they would be beside me, in front of me, so forth. No, they were staying probably about 50 feet behind me, and they told me just to keep walking. So, although I didn't see the sniper, I'm sure there was one there. Also, another way that I know this was a staged event, that night on WMC TV in Memphis, there was on their internet website, my wife sent me a copy, and I'll get a copy of it to you, an article about this arrest. And on the article, the unique thing about an internet posting on a blog site that they have is that when they post it, it lists the exact date and time of the posting. And then beneath that, people can post responses to that article. Well, there was a response. The number one response to their article was posted over an hour before the original post to the website. They they had somebody within their operation posting about this issue before it was ever posted on the internet. So that's how I know, and it was a negative response. So that's how I know that these events are staged. The way the wording was crafted in such a way, they cannot produce these on the fly. This was made out well in advance. There's no doubt in my mind that this was a staged event. And as I was in the back of the squad car being driven away, I noticed a white SUV that I didn't notice with the long line of other vehicles leaving just after we left. And I noticed on the side of that there were some fancy graphics. It was a news crew. I don't know where they were, but of course there's plenty of places they could have pulled in and hidden out of view, but they were on the property. They had trespassed and came onto the property, and I am sure that they were there hoping that they could get some video or something of my dead body handcuffed, riddled with bullet wounds, so they could put that on the 12 o'clock news to let everybody know this is what happens when you run for county executive, because every article they've listed, they've said, former would-be county executive, the guy who ran against Jeff Huffman. They want to blazon in everybody's mind. This is mind control. This is what happens when you run for office, because everyone that knows me knows I'm not a violent guy. I'm not a crook. I do things by the book, and I help my neighbors. They don't want that. They want people that are corruptible and people that will extort. And when you won't extort or become corruptible, they view you as a threat, and they view me as a threat to the degree that when I was in prison before, when the parole officers ordered that I be immediately released at my first parole hearing, they said, you shouldn't even be here. And they apologized for me even being railroaded in prison. Well, the parole board stopped that and said, no, not quite yet, because I got a letter from the district attorney, Mike Donovan, personalized for a Class C felony, a first-time offender, if you will, Class C felony where no one is hurt. He personally wrote a letter saying that I am the, quote, the most dangerous man in Tipton County. Now, no, I'm not a danger to anybody. Perhaps his political future, though.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs. I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair.
But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Healthy diet and exercise should be a part of any weight loss effort. A small shipping and handling fee may apply.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how did I become so fat?
If you are a woman over 40 and you're having trouble losing extra weight, you may be eligible for our risk-free trial of Amberen Complete by calling 1-800-210-4432. After 40, your body changes, and so should your weight loss strategy. Amberen Complete is a unique combination of clinically tested formulas specifically for women over 40. Amberen Complete helps you balance hormones, relieve hot flashes, night sweats, sleeplessness, promote energy levels, and yes, help you lose weight, including that stubborn fat. No crazy diets or exercise routines required. Just take Amberen Complete for 90 days. It's that easy. So if you're a woman over 40 and you're tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, call the Amberen hotline today. But wait, call right now and we'll give you a 20-day supply of Amberen free. Call 1-800-210-4432. That's 1-800-210-4432. Again, 1-800-210-4432.
In the U.S. alone, a home invasion occurs every 13 seconds. On top of that, the average response time for 911 is over 15 minutes. That just won't cut it. Don't allow yourself or the important people in your life to be victims. When seconds matter, don't be caught stumbling for your firearm. Get the protection you deserve. Get yourself a hidden holster from hiddenholster.com. It's the original hidden holster. The hidden holster is quick, easy, and convenient. It's versatile enough for the home, workplace, or virtually anywhere else you might need it. Have peace of mind with your firearm close by at all times. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. If you own a firearm, you need a hidden holster. Your protection matters, and self-defense is the best defense. Go to hiddenholster.com. That's hiddenholster.com. The original hidden holster.
Class, I've got an announcement. Not this Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, June 20 and 21, I'll be speaking at the RK Prepper Show. It's in Fletcher, North Carolina, near Asheville, North Carolina. That's June 20 and 21, Saturday and Sunday. I'll be talking about how you can start your own business and prepare through business tax deductions, and tell you how to start your own business, any kind of business you want, not multi-level marketing. You can do it any kind of business you want, anything that you're delighted. Let's say you have a hobby. We'll convert that hobby into a business. Okay? I'll teach you how to do it. It's absolutely free. My seminar is free. And then that's on Saturday. On Sunday, I'm going to talk about the lies, how big and fantastic these lies are. And the reason I'm going to teach you this is so that you learn how to decipher for yourself the truth. Because there's going to be a time when Vincent Finelli is not available. He won't be on the air at some point. And you need to be ready to defend yourselves and defend your family. You're going to need to know how to determine what the truth is and what it isn't. And I'm going to show you some fantastic lies that some people still believe are true. I'm going to show you and tell you why I know they're not true, or why these are lies. So that's the RK Prepper Show. There's a link on the website, USAPrepares.com, page number 1. There's a link there, and the schedule's there. John Moore's going to be there. And Craig Douglas is going to be there. So 3 of your USAPrepares.com instructors will be there. And there'll be long seminars. I'll be available for 2 days. So if you want to ask me questions off to the side, I'll be delighted to help you any way I can. And we're going to try to have a meal together Saturday night. And we can get together and chat and chew the fat, and I'll teach you whatever I can. All free. Now, there is a charge to come to the expo, and that's $15. $15. And I'm looking forward to meeting you. It's not our show. It's not USA Prepares, but I will be there. It's the RK Prepper Show. RKPreppershows.com. Link on the website, USAPrepares.com, page 1. Mike Parsons. Okay, so the names that I've heard are Donna Turner. Okay. And she is the chief deputy. And I heard the name Edward Danny Johnson. And he is the parole officer. And we're talking about Tipton County, Tennessee. And we're talking about, and you were telling us that you're just about ready to be arrested. What happened?
Well, the people that showed up were basically going back and forth to Donna Turner, getting instructions on what to do. She was basically the game calling quarterback, as it were. She was there on site to make sure nothing went wrong and that no one interfered, to the degree that the phone calls I had made just before being arrested to Mrs. Parsons, a friend of mine, as well as my mother, they showed up and they were immediately told by Donna Turner to stay out of the way, keep their mouths shut, or they would be arrested. And there's no warrant. There's no justification for them. Once they had arrested me, then everything is over with. They were never given authorization by me to enter the property except for the parole officer. And I told him, you can walk down the driveway if you so choose to see that there's a house there, but I don't have access, and I can't give you access. It's not mine. And the reality is that they didn't care. You have a staged event like this so that people can be denied of their freedoms. And that's the reality, folks, is that you've got people out there right now that are being railroaded into prison who've done nothing wrong. This is how, in this case, the state of Tennessee Corporation can railroad an innocent man. This is how government employees, they clearly found complicit in criminal activity, are protected too, because it doesn't matter if you file a grievance, a complaint, a lawsuit. You've got a judge who's a state employee ready to dismiss your claim. When I was locked up in prison and I filed a petition and was given a parole hearing review, well, at that hearing, 9 months later, it's supposed to be in 90 days, they gave it to me 9 months later, Edward Danny Johnson testified that no, you didn't have guns, but you could have. Despite his admission that I did not possess any weapons, the parole officer said, parole denied. And that's the way it is. This is a rigged game. You're not going to get any justice from the system because they're all working together. This is a criminal cabal, and it doesn't matter where you're at in the state. If it is a state employee that you're responding to seeking help, they're going to ask you, well, what were you told? And you'll catch on to this after you get in the system. Unfortunately, I hope none of you ever do. But if you do, and you ask somebody for help, they'll say, well, have you asked anyone else? Well, yes, I asked this person. And what did they say? Whatever the last person told you is what they're going to go by. This is how they do it. They follow each other's lead. You would be amazed at the number of people that are prison guards that are complete sociopaths that do not care about anyone except themselves and a paycheck. Normal, decent human beings, if they work at a prison, it's only by necessity because there's no other jobs, and they never move up in rank. They stay right where they're at, and usually they're weeded out and gotten rid of if they do things by the book. They don't like that. They want the prison guards to do what they're told. I met some folks this last time that were complete, and I would venture to say, I think that I need to contact George Norrie and let him know that there are some hybrids amongst us, because I truly believe some of these people are Monsanto mammals or some type of a clone, because they're not normal. I mean, they're like way not normal, folks, but they have these positions and they are protected. And despite the policies, despite the law, they ignore all that. And the reality is that once you're inside there, they demand that you do what you're told, regardless of policy. And when you're somebody like me and you write your own narrative and you do things differently, they hate you. They hate you with a passion. And the bad thing is that other people start watching you and they start doing what you're doing because they realize, wow, if Mr. Parsons is not doing that, it must be for a reason. And you don't have to talk to anybody, but you'll gain respect because of your knowledge of people. If you listen to this show and if you get railroaded, just the general information that you know, you're not going to eat certain foods. You're going to look at the box drinks. They eliminated all of the food that was real food, and it's all chemicals now. Everything that you're fed in a prison is now a chemical manufactured product. That's why in Tennessee they've converted an entire floor of the prison hospital into nothing but for patients with stomach and intestinal cancers. Let me repeat that. They have an entire floor dedicated to nothing but stomach and intestinal cancers for inmates. They're killing people in the prisons with the food. And that's what you've got to look forward to. Now, some people say, well, I'll just go along with whatever they say. Well, that works for a while. The reality is that everyone will have an accounting. Everyone has a choice. You have to decide for yourself, will you stand on the truth or will you blindly be led? And that's what they want. They want you to be a sheep to the degree that they literally teach these people in various capacities to be led, to be followers, to be sheep. And this is the problem. People have not stood up, have not refused enough times, and the government is now operating totally out of control because people have acquiesced. And sad to say this, folks, but I've got a lot of contacts, and I've wrote on an average, I would go through $30 in postage, that's 60 envelopes every week to different people. Now, I always wondered why I never got any letters back from these people. And I spoke to Vincent, and I found out, guess what? He never got the letters of the over a dozen different mailings that I sent him. I think he said he got 2.
I got 2, Mike.
Other people I've spoken to didn't get a 1. And so when I got out, I thought, well, let me go ahead and send my narrative I've written to these people so they know what's going on. And then I got back in touch with these people for the most part, and these people that I've spoken to and many have met personally and talked to, they're not there, folks. This is a Second Amendment and First Amendment issue that should be addressed. And your NRAs, they said, well, go hire an attorney. We can't help you. You're not a member. If you're a member, I said, what would you do if I was a member? We would refer you to an attorney. This is the NRA. In the state of Tennessee and the national level, they refused. I hate to say it. I sent the information to Gun Owners of America, Larry Pratt. I've mailed him over a dozen times while I was locked up. He may not have gotten a single one. But since I've been out, I've emailed him. I've been out for over, right at a month now. And it's taken me this long to get to the point where I felt comfortable to where I could speak on the radio. The reality is that I've been starved for the last year, and your body can only take so much, and your brain has to have the capacity through nutrition to function properly. And in order for me to be able to speak on the radio, I have to be able to speak articulately, and I realized I couldn't do that. And as I met and spoke to Vincent, and he invited me on a while back, I said, let me wait a while, and you tell me when I sound like I can speak, because right now I don't feel like I'm up to it. And this is the thing, that you're slowly destroyed because of lack of nutrition. The whole system's deal right now is that they're effectively exhausting we the people. First they lock you up, and they exhaust your resources. All of your time and all of your efforts and all of your money is spent towards finding solutions. All of your family's resources are exhausted. And then, effectively, once they deprive you of enough nutrition, you get a disease and you die, and you're completely exhausted. These are the realities of what's going on right now. And, of course, I'm telling folks, you have to wake up, and you have to find out what's going on in your own community, because that's what's happening. These small-town communities have been taken over. They've been given all of the techniques. They've been given the playbook by the feds, and they're running a play on you. This is a reality right now across this country, and at least in the state of Tennessee, the People's Republic of Tennessee has been taken over by a group of Nazis that seem to have no desire to help their community. They're basically parasites living off the backs of the communities.
Hold that thought.
Exhausting the resources.
You want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food. Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically, and Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off of your entire order, and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Healthy diet and exercise should be a part of any weight loss effort. A small shipping and handling fee may apply.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how did I become so fat?
If you are a woman over 40 and you're having trouble losing extra weight, you may be eligible for our risk-free trial of Ambren Complete by calling 1-800-210-4432. After 40, your body changes, and so should your weight loss strategy. Ambren Complete is a unique combination of clinically tested formulas specifically for women over 40. Ambren Complete helps you balance hormones, relieve hot flashes, night sweats, sleeplessness, promote energy levels, and yes, help you lose weight, including that stubborn fat. No crazy diets or exercise routines required. Just take Ambrin Complete for 90 days. It's that easy. So if you're a woman over 40 and you're tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, call the Ambrin hotline today. But wait, call right now and we'll give you a 20-day supply of Ambrin free. Call 1-800-210-4432. That's 1-800-210-4432. Again, 1-800-210-4432.
Class, Mike Parsons is with us. And I'd like to make sure that everyone is clear on this. You know, the government has an emergency broadcast system, in case of a catastrophe. So do we. If anything happens to Mike Parsons, if he's harassed, if he's given a hard time, the emergency broadcast system will be engaged. It spreads far. It spreads wide. There are a whole bunch of us involved. Multiple networks, multiple radio stations, AM, FM, satellite, YouTube, podcast, download, stick broadcasters, micro broadcasters, emails, tweets. If anything happens to Mike Parsons, the emergency broadcast switch will be engaged. Just want to make sure everybody knows. I'm not kidding. Mike, you said that they starved you. Now, you didn't mean that figuratively. You meant that literally, didn't you? I'm angry.
In the first 30 days in the Bledsoe County Correctional Facility at TDOC prison, I lost 22 pounds. I went from 195 to 173 in 30 days.
Mike, hold on for just a second. Class, Mike Parsons is 6'5". 6'5". By the way, just as a point of information, Mike, you're a pilot. Class, I don't know a single person who's a pilot who's not really bright. There's no such thing. You can't be a pilot and not be bright. I believe that what you said, Mike, is absolutely true. That you are a problem to the system because you're bright. You've got a lot of energy. You've got, a brain that you can engage and cause problems. You wanted to clean up the county, and they wouldn't let it. They wouldn't let that happen. You were a threat to them. You were a one-man army, and they couldn't allow you to upset their corruption. Is that right?
That's the way it is. You can just read through all the newspaper articles and realize once you're locked up and once you're out of the ability, as it were, the average person to communicate with his fellow man, you've been silenced and no one knows. And, of course, you know that you've only gotten 2 letters. I don't know which 2 of those were, but I've sent out literally every week at least $30 worth of postage because I was blessed that I had a mother who wanted to help me, and to the degree that she could, once I was able to start buying food off of the commissary, which is, for the most part, other than the refried beans and jalapeno peppers, pecani sauce, and a few other things, nothing on the commissary is fit to eat. It is all carcinogenic. And, I started a movement through going to church where there was a fellow that had a hepatitis C, and he'd gotten on all these drugs. He'd been in prison for 3 years, and he had no improvement. He was actually going downhill, and he was only 30 years of age, and his mother had died a few months earlier, and he had talked about that in the church. And one day I said, "Have you ever considered dandelions?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, try this." And I told him about taking a couple of dandelions, which we had at that time limited access to the field, and he was fixing to be moved to where he would have access in a better part of the prison where he would have that access and get dandelions. And I said, take 2 a day, rinse them off, eat them. It's okay if you put salad dressing on them. And then put another one in hot water and make a tea out of it and drink it. And that will help cleanse your liver and help you. Try that for about 3 months and see what happens. Well, he was moved the following week, and then several months later, I was moved to the annex in Wayne County, Tennessee. A few months later, this guy arrives. He comes into the library where I'm always at working on my case, gives me a huge, big bear hug, and says, "God bless you, Mr. Parsons." I said, "What did I do?" He said, "You cured me of hepatitis." And I said,
Mike,
"I did?"
We're out of time. We're out of time. Mike Parsons. We'll be back again and again. Mike Parsons, USAPrepares.com instructor. Thanks so much, Mike. We'll stay in touch.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state in back taxes, you know they'll never stop coming after you. With bank levies, wage garnishments, they'll even seize your home or business. The good news? A government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative.
I'm Paul Sibley with U.S. Tax Shield. We can help navigate the new laws, get you protected, and resolve your tax issues permanently.
Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield now for your free consultation and get a guaranteed quote to resolve your case. Call 800-436-6451. That's 800-436-6451.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. John's engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Katie Singer's with us. This is Electromagnetic Radiation 105 in a series. Welcome, Katie Singer.
Good morning, Vincent.
You know, you really do sound like Sandra Bullock.
Okay. Well.
Yep, and I'm getting this verified with John, our engineer. I said, you know who she sounds like? Sandra Bullock, and he's gonna let me know what he thinks during one of the breaks. So, Katie, we've got this is 105 in the series, and we've been talking about the dangers of electromagnetic radiation. You know, I'm very concerned, and I dump my cell phone, and it's the coolest thing when people call me and they say, "Okay, what's your cell number?" I don't have one. You don't have a cell phone? No. And it's almost like it's illegal not to have one.
Yeah.
Because
I've never had one. And I have to say, people think I'm kind of an extraterrestrial or something.
Yeah, how come you don't have one? And the first thing I think they think is that, well, let's see, he probably went into foreclosure. They took his house, they took his car, and the last thing to go, the last thing would be the cell phone. We'd hang on to that, because that's so important. That's the first thing to go. Throw that darn thing overboard because we're killing ourselves with it. So, Katie, you want to talk about the laws?
I do. I think I'll tell you a big part of the reason that I got into this is I learned some of the laws, and they continue to shock me on a daily basis. And I think it's really important for people to know how our FCC determined that cell phones are safe, for one example, and what their regulations are around cell towers. People are just walking around using all of this equipment without knowing this basic information. And so, yes, I would love to talk about the laws. You want me to start?
Please
do. 1934. Do you know what happened in 1934?
Why don't we start with, let's start with 1934.
All right. Our Congress formed the Federal Communications Commission. And right from the start, the FCC encouraged entrepreneurs to develop and market electronics. As long as I'm going to talk in present tense because this is still true, as long as these electronics do not create harmful interference. That's a term, harmful interference. And starting in 1934, the FCC defined this as anything that interferes with existing radio or TV broadcasts, and now it also includes cellular or internet services. So that means you can invent anything you want and bring it to the marketplace as long as you don't interrupt radio or TV broadcasts or cellular or internet services. What's missing from this definition of harmful interference would be living creatures. So harmful interference does not include harm to health or harm to the environment. So if you happen to harm health with your electronic device, or you happen to harm bee colonies or, some other wildlife creatures, it doesn't matter to the FCC. That started in 1934. Now I'm going to flash forward to 1996. That's when Congress passed the Telecommunications Act. And basically that was an update to the Broadcasting Act that passed in 1934 along with the creation of the FCC. Section 704 of this 1996 Telecommunications Act states that no health or environmental concern may interfere with the placement of a cell tower. Should I say that again?
Yes, please say that one more time. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll say it another way. If a telecom corporation comes to your town and they say, I want to put a cell tower on your school campus, on your high school campus, right beside your football field, or we want to put one beside your hospital, or we want to put one beside your house, whatever they wanted, they think this would be a good location for a cell tower. And then they go to your town council and they say, please, we want a permit. Your town council cannot deny them a permit based on health or environmental concerns. According to the Telecommunications Act of 1996, passed by the U.S. Congress, this is Section 704 of that act. No health or environmental concern may interfere with the placement of a cell tower.
Katie, let me interject for just a second. I know a farmer in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Husband was a farmer. Wife was a teacher. This is in the 1990s. And their location, happened to be higher in elevation than the surrounding farms. They had installed right next to their house, I would say maybe 200 or 300 feet away, a cell tower. Guy wires, a couple antennas on this tower for cellular communications. And they thought it was the coolest thing because all they had to do was put up with this unsightly galvanized tower with the guy wires, taller than any trees around it, and they got paid $900 a month. Their taxes were probably $900 a year, so they got free use of their property. They probably covered all of their electric bill, all of their insurance, and it was like they were living on their farm for free. All they had to do was say yes, and they did. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that a teacher, a high school teacher in the public training camp would be so naive as to allow a microwave tower to be installed right next to their house, where they were blasted 24 hours a day from now on. Slow death for $900 a month. So how many people would sign up for that? How many of you would sign up and say, listen, I'll take the 900. I'm going to die anyway, so, what's the problem? I can't believe it. Now, assume that they had some neighbors around them. Now, the neighbors are not getting $900 a month, but they're getting all the benefits of slow death. Katie, we have to stop this. We have to stop the proliferation of microwave transmissions and the increased number of cancers in the United States.
Vincent, I love your clarity. I really do. And here's where I want to go. You know what I'd like to do? I want people to know a few more things, like how the FCC determined that cell phones are safe, for example. I want to talk a little more about that. And then I want to talk about what people can start doing immediately to reduce their own exposure to EMR. There are a lot of things right now today we don't have control of, such as, if you've got a cell tower on your property or near your property or in your town, and let's face it, pretty much everybody's got that, there is very little control you have today.
Unless you set up a trap or skeet range, and you're firing in the direction the shots are going over toward the tower by mistake. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Well, okay.
But I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't mean. Look, I didn't mean to go do that. No. I would never say anything like that. I would never say go shoot him down. Nope. I would never do that.
No.
Go ahead. Please continue.
Thank you. Okay. Here's what I think the most important thing is. People need to know, like, when you say, why would somebody sign up for a cell tower? That is the question. And honestly, I think it's because people don't know that they're harmful. I know of churches that have put these in their steeples, or they've added another roof to the building, and inside, or they've added another story, and inside that third story or whatever, they've put a bunch of antennas. They're disguised. I don't think people would do this if they knew what they were doing. Some of these churches have nursery schools in them. They couldn't possibly know what they were doing. So people need to become informed, and then we need to acknowledge this is a problem. We love what these phones can do. We love what the computers can do. We don't have to use them wirelessly. Mobile phones, honestly, I don't know a safe way to have them. To have computer access, web access, you can have that, but it's got to be corded. I don't know a safe way to do wireless communications. I just haven't heard of it. Let me tell how cell phones were determined to be safe in the United States. The engineers took a 200-pound plastic mannequin, a dummy, and they filled his head with salty fluid. Should I finish telling the story when we come back?
Yeah. Let's 200-pound
200-pound dummy.
Yeah, filled his head with salty fluid, and we're going to learn what happened when we come back. Katie Singer, electronic-silent-spring.com, electronic-silent-spring.com, and you can get her book on Amazon, An Electronic Silent Spring. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Healthy diet and exercise should be a part of any weight loss effort. A small shipping and handling fee may apply.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how did I become so fat?
If you are a woman over 40 and you're having trouble losing extra weight, you may be eligible for our risk-free trial of Ambren Complete by calling 1-800-210-4432. After 40, your body changes, and so should your weight loss strategy. Ambren Complete is a unique clinically tested formula specifically for women over 40. Ambren Complete helps you balance hormones, relieve hot flashes, night sweats, sleeplessness, promote energy levels, and yes, help you lose weight, including that stubborn fat. No crazy diets or exercise routines required. Just take Ambren Complete for 90 days. It's that easy. So if you're a woman over 40 and you're tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, call the Ambren hotline today. But wait, call right now and we'll give you a 20-day supply of Ambren free. Call 1-800-210-4432. That's 1-800-210-4432. Again, 1-800-210-4432.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from IDStronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at IDStronghold.com look fantastic.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Katie Singer's with us. electronicsilencespring.com, electronicsilencespring.com, and you can get her book on Amazon. Katie Singer, Singer. Katie, we're talking about this 200-pound mannequin.
Engineers
right?
filled his head with salty fluid.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put a cell phone. No, first they took his temperature.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave wrote down his temperature. Then they gave him a cell phone for 6 minutes and put it beside his head. Mm-hmm. And then they took his temperature again. Mm-hmm. And because his temperature did not change by 2 degrees in those 6 minutes, cell phones are safe in the United States of America.
Wait. So if it changed by more than 2 degrees, if it were elevated by 2 degrees or more, they would be deemed unsafe, but less than 2 degrees, it's considered safe?
Right.
Okay. Hang on.
Wait, let me explain a couple more things. They were looking essentially for what are called thermal effects, like temperature changing effects.
Right.
And we have thousands of studies that show non-thermal effects. And also, we should clarify, this was a 6-minute test. We're not looking at what happens if you use a cell phone for 6 minutes a day for, 3 years or something, or what happens if you use it for a half hour a day or 2 hours a day. What happens if you start using a phone when you're a child before your brain is fully developed? What happens if you use a phone and you're in a Wi-Fi environment for 24/7, or you're in an office building that's got antennas on the roof, or you want me to keep going, you've got smart meters on your house. We don't have those combined studies. We don't have studies with the most studies for timing that we've got look at a half hour of use per day. So people are walking around using phones without knowing that this is how they were determined to be safe, and without knowing that we have thousands of studies that show harmful effects that are not based on temperature.
Katie, I just did a really simple calculation. I thought, okay, so we have this 200-pound mannequin. What percentage of that person or that mannequin might be, if it were a person, what percentage of the weight might be the head? And I figured, okay, 5% at the absolute minimum, okay? 5%. That would be 10 pounds. So we're heating a 10-pound container of salt water for 6 minutes, and we're wondering if a cell phone will raise the temperature 2 degrees. Now let's put that into another term. A gallon of water. So think about, you go to the store, you buy a gallon of milk. That container weighs 8 pounds. That's less than we're talking about. Okay? So would you expect that if you put a cell phone next to a gallon of milk or a gallon of water, that it would increase 2 degrees in 6 minutes? And why 6 minutes? Why not 4 minutes? Why not 30 minutes? The bottom line is, we all know that if you could set your microwave oven on low power, you could still cook that hot dog. You could still heat that gallon of liquid in the microwave oven. It just takes longer if you have lower power. And these cell phones have about 4 watts rather than 1,000 watts that the microwave ovens are rated at. So yeah, we do have these thermal effects. And I think this study is nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
Let me tell another piece of it. And you're kind of getting to it in your thinking. So we also have what are called specific absorption rates, or SARS, S-A-R, SARS. They were also established around 1996. A specific absorption rate refers to the amount or the intensity of radiation absorbed by the head while you're using a phone. I'll tell more about it when we come back.
I keep thinking about, 6 minutes. And also, Katie, when you and I are on the phone off the air, We talk for longer than 6 minutes. Imagine if we were on our cell phones. Sometimes we talk for an hour, sometimes more.
I'm on a corded landline.
Right, me too. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Quantitative easing, unemployment at depression levels, Europe financial system falling apart, China getting out of U.S. treasuries. At the end of 2008, the time of TARP, the national debt was at $11 trillion, gold trading around $850 per ounce. Close to 2012, the national debt exceeded $16.4 trillion, gold doubled to $1,600 per ounce. The $20 trillion threshold for the national debt is inevitable. Politicians in Washington have a ferocious appetite for spending and stimulus. What's worse, a printing press to finance. 100 years ago, we had a gold standard to limit this madness, but now you have to adopt your own gold standard. Don't be fooled with paper promises. Get Midas Resources 10 Reasons to Buy Gold free by calling 800-686-2237. Understanding the gold and silver market may be the only insurance you could have to avoiding the next economic crisis. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order your free copy. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
Healthy diet and exercise should be a part of any weight loss effort. A small shipping and handling fee may apply.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, how did I become so fat?
If you are a woman over 40 and you're having trouble losing extra weight, you may be eligible for our risk-free trial of Ambren Complete by calling 1-800-210-4432. After 40, your body changes, and so should your weight loss strategy. Ambren Complete is a unique combination of clinically tested formulas specifically for women over 40. Ambren Complete helps you balance hormones, relieve hot flashes, night sweats, sleeplessness, promote energy levels, and yes, help you lose weight, including that stubborn fat. No crazy diets or exercise routines required. Just take Ambren Complete for 90 days. It's that easy. So if you're a woman over 40 and you're tired of looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, call the Ambren hotline today. But wait, call right now and we'll give you a 20-day supply of Ambren free. Call 1-800-210-4432. That's 1-800-210-4432. Again, 1-800-210-4432.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness: the phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it, and that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Honey, it's time for dinner. What are you doing over there on your computer?
I'm shopping for a new wallet. Mine is falling apart. Hey, did you know there's a company called ID Stronghold that makes shielded wallets to prevent electronic pickpocketing?
Oh, I didn't realize there was such a thing as electronic pickpocketing. What is that?
Well, apparently, many of the new credit and debit cards being issued have radio chips inside them called RFID that transmit our banking information to card readers when we pay. Unfortunately, a bad guy can also get one of these readers and go around the city scanning people, collecting their credit card numbers and personal information without us knowing it.
Wow, that sounds scary. Since you're getting a new wallet anyway, you should definitely get an ID Stronghold shielded wallet. Are they more expensive?
No. In fact, I can get a shielded leather wallet from idstronghold.com for the same price or less than regular unshielded wallets from other stores.
Sounds great. My wallet isn't falling apart yet, but let me pick one out too. I want to be protected, and these wallets at idstronghold.com look fantastic.
Class, got a couple quick announcements. Meetup on Monday. You know, we've been having these meetups once a week for about 5 years now. And this Monday, we're going to be talking about solar power. We're going to design solar power systems. We're going to talk about the design considerations, the electromagnetic radiation. And there's going to be a panel of a bunch of us. Randy is our electrician, and he's going to be with us on Monday at Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. It's absolutely free. Randy's going to be teaching us about wiring and electricity and load and demand and shedding that load for our solar power system. Then Alan Busick's going to be with us. He was on Doomsday Preppers. He'll be with us, and he'll be talking about, he's an electrical engineer. He'll be talking about solar systems and wiring and Ohm's law and so forth. Franco Malea, another Doomsday Prepper. What would you call him? We won't call him a contestant, but we'll say that he was a featured person on Doomsday Preppers, along with Alan Busick. They were on showcasing aquaponics a couple of years ago. Both friends of ours, and and instructors. They'll be there, and I'll be there. And so that's Jimmy's Egg, and we'll be talking about solar systems design, construction, things that you need to be concerned about if you're going to build one and live with solar power. So that's Monday. And then the Arcade Prepper Show, I'll be there. That's June 20 and 21 at the WNC Agricultural Center in Fletcher, North Carolina. And I'll be talking about the big lies and how you can determine the truth for yourself. I'll talk about big lies and evidence that I have of these big lies. Government lies. Government lies all the time, and I'm going to prove it to you. And also, I'm going to teach you how you can start your own business and take the same tax deductions the rich take. So what we'll do is you can buy your preparedness items. I'll show you how you can buy them for your own survival, your own preparedness, and they can become tax deductions. Let me show you how. It's all free. My seminar's free anyway, but it's $15 to get in. There's no additional cost to spend time with me. I'll be there for 2 days. That's next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, June 20 and 21, WNC Agricultural Center, Fletcher, North Carolina, RK Prepper Shows, rkpreppershows.com. Link on the website, USAPrepares.com, page 1. I'll meet you there, and I'll be available for 2 days. And let's have dinner together. Dutch treat. Katie Singer's with us, and we're talking about specific absorption rates.
Wait, Vincent, before we go to specific absorption rates, can I tell people, let me suggest something to read before your solar power powwow.
Okay.
If you go to my website, electronicsilentspring.com, I've got a paper called Safer Solar Power. And that would be a really great thing to read before your breakfast at Jimmy's.
Yeah, okay. Safer solar power. I'm looking at intro packets, cell towers, and cell phones. And
it's actually, you've got to go to the more intro packets and then go to the intro packet called solar power.
Got it. Okay, I'm putting a link on the website as you speak.
Great.
A link from my website to your website. So if you want to know what we're talking about, class, just go to USAPrepares.com. That's the one easy way. And then that'll take you right to Katie's website, and you'll be able to read about this packet. Or you can go right to electronic.silentspring.com. Okay,
Safer
Katie.
solar power, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to specific absorption rates. So they measure how much radiation you absorb. Or how much radiation the FCC says you can safely absorb. And in 1996, they said, well, the head and the trunk could absorb 1.6 watts per kilogram of radiation over 1 gram of tissue. Extremities, that would be your hands and your feet, they can safely absorb, and I put the word safely in quotes, 4 watts per kilogram of radiation over 10 grams of tissue. So we've lived with this. And then in September of 2013, you will never guess what the FCC did. Vincent, the FCC reclassified the pinna of your ears. Do you know what that is? Are you there?
Please tell. Yeah, I'm here, and I do not want to interrupt you.
All right. It's the outer parts of your ears, like the ear lobe, for example. Mm-hmm. The FCC reclassified the pinna of your ears as extremities in September of 2013. So now the outer parts of your ears can safely, quote unquote, safely absorb 4 watts of 4 kilograms of radiation, 4 watts per kilogram of radiation over 10 grams of tissue. You following the logic? You can now safely absorb a lot more radiation, almost 3 times as much radiation in your earlobes than you could before September of 2013. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, you probably have, that those earlobes are really close to another body part. That would be your brain. The FCC has not apparently considered this.
Katie, it's a straight shot right through the ear into the brain. Straight shot. Not much tissue there.
And I don't know if I should also explain that children have the same specific absorption rates as adults and as 200-pound plastic dummies. Pregnant women have the same specific absorption rate. People with medical implants, everybody's got the same specific absorption rate. I find this just enormously stunning, and people need to be informed. So let's start talking, once you are informed, what can you do to reduce your exposure? Number one, eliminate your Wi-Fi. You can start by turning the router off at night while you sleep until you get corded internet access. Just keep it off.
And there's a link on our website. There's a link on our website as how to turn it off permanently.
Excellent. And also,
I just posted Safer Solar Power on our website.
Okay, so keep the Wi-Fi off, certainly while you're sleeping, and if you can, when you're not using it. And then
move that darn thing away. Move that thing to if you have to have it, move it to the farthest corner of the house, where it's away from where you spend time.
I have seen houses. I've been in houses where people have it right beside the headboard of their teenager's bed. This is not good. Okay, so that's number one. Then number two, you don't want to use a cell phone. You can stop using a cell phone or any mobile device in a moving vehicle, like a car. And that's really dangerous to do it in a car, because at every mile, your phone disconnects from one cell tower and reconnects to a new one. During that process, the phone goes to maximum power, and we're not even mentioning that the power has to, the signals have to work harder to penetrate the metal roof of your moving vehicle. And again, that will make the phone go to maximum power. Well, much of that radiation gets trapped inside the car and bounces around. Guess who's in it?
Like a microwave oven.
Yeah, guess who's in the car?
That'd be us.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, at every mile, while you reconnect to a new phone, it's going to maximum power. Who's going to get it? It's the person in the car or the people. And children could be in there too. So just stop using in a car. Keep your phone on airplane mode. And if you have to, unless, you do a Vincent Finelli and you totally quit it. So I'll just keep going over these again. Turn your Wi-Fi off, certainly at night. Try keeping it off when you're not using it until you get corded, wired access to the internet. And then don't use a mobile device in a moving vehicle. I'll also add, if you've got a metal roof on your house, and if you've got Wi-Fi or you're using a cell phone in there, whoa, there again, you're in a metal box. You need
Katie,
communication.
I was chatting with Sam Bushman 2 days ago, and Sam Bushman carries this broadcast on his network. His network is called Liberty News Radio. So this evening at 7 o'clock Central Time, this broadcast will be heard and re-aired on his network. So he and I were talking about Wi-Fi, and he said, Vincent, do you have wireless? I said, no. You don't have wireless? I said, no, Sam, I don't have a cell phone either. And we were laughing because I think I'm the only guy he knows that doesn't have wireless and, like Wi-Fi and a cell phone. Now, Katie, you mentioned Wi-Fi next to a child where a child sleeps,
a router,
on the dresser. Yeah, okay. Now, here's why that happens. I know this is why this happens. Because the guys who come out from the telephone companies are generally lazy, okay, if they install it. And they go, okay, got an outlet? Good. Where's telephone jack? Oh, good, because we have this short cord. It's maybe 8 feet long, and we can plug it. Oh, and there's a flat surface. We'll just put it right on the nightstand here, and we'll plug it into the outlet, and you'll get great signal here because if Susie is working on her homework, she'll be able to get a great signal while she's sitting in her bed with her tablet or her notebook, or if she's at the desk right here in her bedroom. So she'll be able to have great signal for her homework. This is really wonderful. Or it'll go in a family room, or it'll go next to the kitchen table because there's an outlet in there. There's a phone jack in there, and I've seen them in both places. I've seen them right in family rooms, right where people sit and watch TV.
See, and this fits perfectly with the FCC saying, just as though it doesn't cause harmful interference, we're fine.
Yeah. So we need to shut those routers off at night. Unplug them. That's a good start. Actually, only plug them in when you need them. That'd be a real good start. But we can show you how to turn them off. By now, you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Youngevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear, and experience your body healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It has an exclusive formula of wild-crafted and organic herbs. End the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information. Go to heartandbody.com, 866-295-5305. Distributor inquiries welcome.
electronicsilencespring.com, and we're talking about the dangers of electromagnetic radiation. They're absolutely serious. We're not kidding. Katie, please continue.
I want to tell some good news. And this would take people to my website again, electronic.silencespring.com. I have a report called Calming Behavior in Children with Autism and ADHD. Calming Behavior in Children with Autism and ADHD. I report on the work of a pediatrician in the Bay Area. I don't know if you know, but 1 in 42 boys in this country now has autism. That's just an incredible number. It's up by almost a third from 2012. That number is from, the 1 in 42 boys is from 2014. And this pediatrician offers families a free protocol. Turn your Wi-Fi off at night for at least 12 hours. Don't let the child near any wireless device or cordless telephone. I think she says within 8 feet. Don't let the child within 8 feet of a wireless cordless device. She also suggests turning the electricity off at the breaker box to the child's bedroom while he or she sleeps. And she has seen remarkable improvements in children's behavior, sleep, and digestion when families do this protocol. Again, the report's on my website, Calming Behavior in Children with Autism and ADHD. Now, you do not need autism in the family to try this protocol. But this is the good news. You can try it and see if you've got insomnia or headaches or whatever. You can just try it for free and see if you get any improvement. That's the good news.
That is fabulous news, and it's free. just turn these devices off. That means unplug the televisions if they're in the bedroom. Actually, you shouldn't have a television in the bedroom anyway.
I would agree with that one. Yeah.
Yep. Move the digital clocks to as far away as possible from children. That means on the other side of the wall too. So if you have back-to-back walls and you've got a clock in one room, a digital clock in one room, and the headboard is right next to it in the other room, on that wall between the two rooms, move it. Look at the other rooms and see where the electromagnetic radiation is coming from as well. Don't look inside the microwave oven. If you're going to use it, hit the button and back off. But actually, what you should do is dump that thing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Go to the thrift shop and get a $2 replacement, a wind-up or a battery-operated clock. That would be much better.
Mm-hmm. And the way you can replace that microwave oven is if you go to eBay or the thrift shop and get a Revere brand stainless steel pots and pans. Make sure they're not pitted and worn out at the bottoms. What a great way to go, because they'll last decades. And use your oven. Really, use your oven. And by the way, Katie, I was so concerned about the electromagnetic radiation coming from our refrigeration equipment in the kitchen. I bought a propane refrigerator and freezer.
Wow.
For $50. 50. I have it. I picked it up on Craigslist. $50 for a propane refrigerator.
And so you
no
become
electromagnetic radiation.
You're less and less dependent on your electric utility until you get, solared up. Yeah.
And I really hope that my credit card, the one with the new RFID chip, I really hope that doesn't get near a stun gun. I really hope so.
Or a wireless charging station.
Oh man, I'm really worried about. I've got to do something to protect my credit cards so that they don't fail. So,
do you know about these wireless charging stations?
Yeah, tell us all about it.
They're going to be installed. I think they're getting installed in Starbucks and McDonald's, and you just lay your device on them, and that in a wireless way, you get recharged. But they could also wipe out your credit cards or your camera or who knows what else.
Well, if that happens to any of our class, if you happen to accidentally bring your credit card within proximity of one of these electronic charging stations and it wipes it out, would you let us know? That way we can tell everybody about it so it doesn't happen to them.
People with medical implants should also beware, yeah.
Katie, we've got a lot more broadcasting to do. We have a lot more to do. Katie Singer, an electronic silent spring.
How many good people procrastinate? When was the last time you updated your last will and testament, your living will, and your healthcare power of attorney? If you could get these documents included with your Legal Shield membership for no additional charge, wouldn't it just make sense to have the peace of mind of owning a Legal Shield membership? Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.